and welcome to Hypnotize Me, the podcast about hypnosis, transformation, and healing. This is Dr. Elizabeth Bonet, and I'm your host. This podcast is not a substitute for mental health treatment, nor should it be. If you need therapy or hypnotherapy, please seek a trained professional. I do hypnosis all over the world, so if you'd like to learn more about me, you can do that at my website, drlizhypnosis.com. That's DRLIZ hypnosis.com. Now on to our episode. Hi, and welcome to the 100th episode of Hypnotize Me. I'm Dr. Liz, and this really is a 100th episode. I have to tell you, it snuck up on me a little because not last week, but the week before, I released 3 episodes at once so that I could give you a free hypnosis that you could just go right into and no talking in the beginning. And then I did one with music and without music. And it's so surprising. The one without music actually has more downloads than the one with. So this would not have occurred to me. I don't know why. I listen to hypnosis files all the time without music. Like, it doesn't really matter to me, but I always think the music is pleasant if I do have one with music. But apparently a lot of people prefer it without. So that's new. I know most people do some big fireworks thing for their 100th episode, or somebody interviews them or something like that. But to tell you the truth, it snuck up on me. And last week was Thanksgiving in the US, so I was out of town and quite busy. So I thought, well, I'll have to do that for 150 episodes, or maybe 125, or I don't know, 133, right? That's a good number too. So today, what I thought I would talk about is my experience of hypnosis just in the last week. All right, let's jump into this. So I had a corneal abrasion about a week and a half ago. It was a Sunday, and all of a sudden I couldn't see out of my right eye. It was cloudy. So it looked like you're sort of seeing through fog. Now, I have really bad vision. I know most of you don't see me all the time. You just listen to me all across the world. Thank you very much for that. And you see my headshot on my website, which doesn't have glasses on, but I have really bad vision. I started wearing glasses about 3rd grade or so, and it's just gotten worse from there. There was a optometrist when I was in my early 20s, and it was still deteriorating. And I was like, what can I do? And he said, well, you can stop reading. And I said, no. I'm in graduate school. It's impossible. He's like, I know. So it has been quite a while that I've had really bad vision, but this was new. I was like, okay, something's really wrong here. And at first I thought, well, I'll just make an appointment with the eye doctor and see what's going on tomorrow, because it was a Sunday. Most places are closed. And within a couple of hours, the pain began to get off the scale. The pain was so bad. It was like a 9 out of 10, with 10 being childbirth. It was really bad. It's probably some of the worst pain I've ever been in. And I have broken bones. I had tip of my pinky cut off one time. Like this was bad. I couldn't open that eye, and I had to walk around with like a hat and a sweater on top of the hat because it was so light sensitive. And it was just weeping, like running tears. I had a headache that kept getting worse. I was nauseous. So this got so bad that I went to the ER. It's like, I'm going to have to go to the ER here. I don't know what's going on. You know, when you Google stuff and you have like, I don't know, 5 out of the 10 symptoms or something where they're saying you should go to the ER if you have 3 of these. It was one of those moments. My now husband took me to the ER, and we sat there, and in between the pain, I would be able to put myself into a hypnotic state. I would get relief from the pain, like momentarily. So this didn't last for more than a couple of seconds, maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes at a time. But it was enough for me, where I thought, okay, I just want a little bit of relief here while I wait. the technique I use for that is called the map of pain, that I learned many, many, many years ago. It's published in Yoga Journal, actually. And I learned this technique way before I was actually trained in hypnosis, but it really is this self-hypnotic technique. And I am going to publish it on the podcast pretty soon here, because it's so effective. But basically, you say, okay, my eye is in pain, but my hand is not. Like the rest of my body was not in pain. Like when you're nauseous, it tends to get overwhelming, but really that's feels like just the center of my body when I'm nauseous. It's not my legs. It's not my feet. So I began moving my attention to other parts of my body that weren't in pain, as well as my other eye. So my left eye was fine. And I thought, well, I can move my attention to my left eye. And then I can do this hypnosis to say, okay, the right eye is going to heal quickly and feel exactly like the left very, very soon. So I kept going through this in my mind until they could see me and give me some relief. They give you some numbing drops, and then they gave me antibiotic drops for the corneal abrasion and sent me home. So relief came, I would say, by the next morning. I was pretty good, but in between there, it was pretty bad. So that's what I did to handle it, was self-hypnosis, basically. Also, when I got home, I did a post-operative hypnosis. Now, obviously, I had not been through surgery, but I'm sort of scrolling through my hypnosis files on my phone that I've downloaded over the years with just one eye. And I'm like, okay, I have to have one in here. I have to have one in here. And finally, I was like, oh, there's a post-op one. Close enough. Okay, so I did that one for quicker healing. And originally in the ER, they said that'll take about 7 days to heal. And then the ophthalmologist I saw the next day on a Monday, and he's like, it's smaller and it's going to heal pretty fast. And then by Wednesday, which I saw him again, he said it's completely healed. Okay, now I don't know all about the eye. So maybe the ER was just giving the long estimate. I allow that as a possibility, absolutely. But I also allow for the possibility that hypnosis helped it heal much faster. So that was my first use. Now, during all these exams, they discovered that I have early cataracts, and I'm going in for lens replacement surgery. So we're calling this my robotic eyes in my family. Okay. I am actually like very excited about this. Like most people, when they hear about eye surgery, they're like, oh my God, and they want to put it off. Not me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll have perfect vision. I am so, so excited. Believe me, I am doing pre-op hypnosis files to quicken that healing time afterwards. Absolutely. And I will let you know how that goes, because that's also a long period. Like they do one eye at a time. And for me, the schedule works out where they're doing one eye and then it's 2 weeks and then the next eye. So basically all of December, I'm going to have the use of one eye at a time. So hypnosis is definitely going to help me there. Now, the final thing it helped me with was that I was traveling during Thanksgiving, and when you're traveling, you're not eating all your regular foods. And I got really severe heartburn one night. It was so bad. And I kept thinking, oh my God, I cannot believe that people like live with this all the time. It's so painful. Now, nowhere near the eye. Okay. I'm going to say the eye was like a 9 and the heartburn was more like a 4 or 5 on the grand scale of things. But it's pretty bad. You feel like you can't lay down. You're totally uncomfortable. So I did go to the store and I got a little medicine for it. I woke up around 2 a.m. It was still there. So it helped. The medicine helped, but it didn't take it away completely. And I thought, oh, geez. So again, I scrolled through my phone and I put on one of my own files that I had made for a client that struggled with heartburn. And actually I had done a whole program for her that completely took her reflux and heartburn away. Thank God, because this was a lot of pain. And again, I know people deal with that like on a daily basis, and that's just, awful. So I did the hypnosis file, and within about an hour of doing that, it was completely gone. Now, again, maybe the medication kicked in, what was that? About 4 or 5 hours later. But then again, on the box, it says the medication is supposed to work within like 30 minutes to an hour. So I'm not imagining it is like, 6 hours later, it decides to work. I really do believe that one was the hypnosis file. So that was another use of hypnosis that I did during the last like week and a half, 2 weeks or so. So just thought I would let you know about those. It really is an amazing, amazing thing that we can do with our minds, right? That we can change our brain states into a more cohesive brain state and into a state where we can change those neural pathways, where neurons begin to make friends with other neurons that are friendlier to them. Okay, so when pain's going off, all the pain neurons are going, right? It's all those nerves that are so highly sensitive. And when you go into hypnosis, you're telling those nerves, like, it's okay, calm down, everything's going to be all right. There's medical attention that's needed here. That's why your body gives you pain. There's something wrong and we need to fix it, but it's going to be fixed. So you're able to do that with hypnosis. You're able to access the subconscious mind, that healing part of yourself. Those neurons that they say, neurons that fire together, wire together, right? But neurons are also friendly. So they're friendly in our brain. They can have this state over here that's comfort. My left hand is in comfort. My left eye is in comfort. And it can walk over to the other neuron that's saying my right eye is in pain. And it can say, hey, let's make friends. Hold my hand. Come over here for a moment. And then you get relief for that. Okay. And this neuron begins to be more like the comfort neuron rather than the pain neuron. It's really fascinating how all of that happens, but they know from brain scans that it does. So I just thought I would share those experiences with you. There was one interview I had where, who was it? It was, I think, the guy who did a show hypnosis, Rich Guzzi, who said he had never been hypnotized. And I was like, wow, that's too bad, because it's so effective. It can help you in so many areas of your life. It really, really can. And on a day-to-day basis, like these are really just things that happen to me. That's it, right? Things that happen to me. But I got such relief from hypnosis, relief from suffering, absolutely, relief from the physical pain, as well as some psychological comfort, some emotional comfort, knowing I have something that I can do about this. I do not have to sit here and suffer. I have techniques I can use. For you, that may be meditation or breathing. For me, it's very similar to start to slow down my breathing, to begin to think of moving out of pain and out of suffering. Very similar to meditation, right? It's those first steps of focusing inward and saying, all right, I can do something about this. I don't have to suffer. So for me, that's hypnosis. I take it a little step further than meditation into the healing system of the body, the naturally healing system. All right, everyone, that's it for this week. That is the conclusion of the 100th episode. I love doing the podcast. Thank you so much for listening and continuing to listen. Without you, I don't know if I would have made it here, but with you, absolutely. And I'm going strong. All right. Peace and have a wonderful week. I hope you truly enjoyed today's episode. Remember that you can get free hypnosis downloads over at my website, drlizhypnosis.com, DRLIZ hypnosis.com. I work all over the world doing hypnosis. So if you're interested in working with me, please schedule a free consultation over at my website, and we'll see what your goals are and if I can be of service to you in helping you reach them. Finally, if you liked today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast or tell a friend. That way, more and more people learn about the power of hypnosis.